Mom, will you tell me a story?
Okay.
Yeah, yes, I'll tell you a story.
Mom, you go.
You want me to sit up? Okay, so I married William Jarvis in 1976. And during that time, we had a little girl named Melissa Ann Jarvis. She passed away 2.5 months after she was born.
Okay.
And so after she passed away, we were living in Wyoming, and we came up to Montana for her funeral and stuff. And then we went back down because he was working on the well rigs at the time. Anyway, a few years passed. We ended up getting a divorce. And
Divorce.
So I moved back to Butte, Montana, and lived with my sisters for a while before I got my own place. And then I dated Scott Townsend, and we ended up getting married, and we had Michael. So at the end of that, or at that time when I had Michael, I had Adrian, Anthony, and Michael. And we were together for many, many years. We moved different places. We both worked for Town Pump at one point. And then his manager, Brenda,
Asked us.
we went to Big Timber to work, and Teresa Cortez was working with us, and she is my nephew's sister-in-law. So she went with us to Big Timber, and we've been together ever since. We all worked at Town Pump there for a while, and then she went back to Missoula for a while. And we moved on to Billings to work. And then
Titi, how did you feel about that?
I was scared at the beginning, but it got to the point where I was comfortable with everything that was going on.
We could continue.
so we eventually moved to Rocker and he worked at Town Pump on Montana Street. And I was disabled at the time. So we moved to Rocker, and he was working in Butte for I don't know how long. And then my sister and my niece came over from Deer Lodge. My niece and her husband were truck drivers, and they needed somebody to be with my sister, Lorraine, which is Lori's mom, while they were out on the truck. So Scott and I moved to Deer Lodge.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so we moved to Deer Lodge. We lived with Lorraine and Lori and Mark for a little while, and then we moved to our own trailer. And then my son Tony also moved there. He seemed to move wherever I was. And so he worked at Town Pump also. Teresa worked. Try to finish with no. Ready? Okay. So Teresa came with us, and her and I have gotten very, very close in our lives. We love each other so much that we can't get away from each other. We can't live apart from each other. She is a part of my life for the rest of her life, and I am a part of her for the rest of mine.
And do you agree, Auntie?
I do agree.
And then
We're connected at the heart.
we moved here to Butte and bought this trailer. And then Georgia Palmer and July Jarvis, which was my son Tony's daughter, needed a home to live in. Their mother left them, and her dad passed away, and Georgia's dad didn't want anything to do with her. So I adopted, Titi and I adopted July, well, her name is July Jarvis now, and Georgia Townsend now. So, and we're all living happily ever after.